Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Natalie, and I have my friends John and Jane here. And it's a rainy day outside today, so it's actually a really beautiful day for Restore. So our focus for today's class is going to be all lower body. You're going to be on your back the entire time. And the aromatherapy that we're using, I just lit some Palo Santo. So Palo Santo is really beautifully grounding. It's an earth element. It literally stands for holy wood. So it just brings you back down to the ground. And we're going to use the Reboot Ritual Kit. So grounding, calming, soothing, relaxing, all the good adjectives is what this kit does for you. So we'll use the I Am Here oil that has lavender, chamomile, and vetiver, and a little bit of the dream spray throughout. So let me pass them to Jane and John here. And start to go really heavy on the oil. We're not going to be leaving our backs today, so you can really, really be generous with the oil. Feel free to rub some anywhere the body's asking for, the soles of the feet, the back of the neck, the face. Sometimes I like to give myself a little jaw massage or even out the space in between my eyebrows or tap gently on the face. Remember that this is part of the practice, this beautiful ritual of aromatherapy and self-massage. And already invite your breath onto the mat, into your practice. Invite the breath in. Go ahead and gently land the arms wherever they naturally rest. Bring just a little bit of micro movement into the toes, into the ankles. Maybe wiggle the kneecaps. Cradle the hips a little from side to side. Roll out the wrists, flicker the fingers. Maybe move the elbows a little. Walk the shoulder blades down the body away from each other. And then gently look over the right shoulder. Take a deep breath in as you press your left shoulder a little further down. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, the neck comes back to neutral. Send the breath high, top of the head. And exhale, look over to the left. Energetically press the right shoulder down. Big, full breath in. And let it go. Inhale the neck back to the center. Hold the breath at the top. Sip in a little more. Hold. Hold without holding tension in the face or body. Simply hold the breath. Know that it is not yours to hold. It is the trees. It is the solar system. It's the blades of grass. It is these plants. Hold. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Stay with your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. A reading from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. Sabbath time. Work when there is work to do. Rest when you are tired. One thing done in peace will most likely be better than 10 things done in panic. I am not a hero if I deny rest. I am only tired. When I need to be refreshed or renewed, I return to doorways of heart that have opened me before. I walk and stand beside the big willow and wait for its familiar sway to speak to me. I replay that special piece of piano music that made its way into the sore crease of my heart and let things unfold. I make some tea and sit in my favorite chair and carefully pull out my old and tattered books. I try to open the hours with softness and silence, the two threads that unravel into gratitude, softness, and silence. And I wait for the miracle to return. This is the renewing atom of Sabbath for me. I try to start each day with such a small, endearing moment before the bumps and the nicks and the noise rush in, before the confusions and conflicts tighten my sense of things. For me, the heart constricts and dilates like the eye. When it's constricted, there is no rest. The world seems smaller and meaner and full of danger. So Sabbath time becomes essential as a practice that dilates everything that is tight. These private moments of rest restore. They make ore out of rest, and they loosen the knots of the world by slowing down the heart. I rest, and in this rest, I always remember that what ties me to the earth is unseen. Just the other day, I was constricted. My heart was beating like a heron awakened in the weeds, no room to move, tangled and surprised by the noise of my mind. I fluttered without grace to the center of the lake, which humans call silence. I guess, if you should ask, peace is no more than the underside of tired wings resting on the lake, while the heart in its feathers pounds softer and softer. Practice loosening the knot in your heart by placing your palms face up on your lower belly. Take a deep breath in and tighten your hands, clench the fists, constrict. And as you exhale, relax your hands till they rest like the tired wings they are. Inhale, constrict. Exhale, rest. Inhale, constrict. And exhale, rest. Release the arms down by your side. Take a deep breath in, stretch the arms all the way overhead. And on the exhale, hug the knees into the chest, really slowly here. Maybe one hand is on top of each knee. Maybe you interlace the hands or reach for opposite elbows. Maybe you roll from side to side or slightly up and down. Maybe you roll the knees out in circles or take a happy baby. The point here is to be grounded in the back and explore the joint of the hip. Just start having a conversation with your hip joint. Maybe your ankles move a little. Maybe the neck moves from side to side. Are you still breathing deeply here? Big belly breaths. Go ahead and extend the legs and the arms all the way up to the sky, and just take a moment to imagine you're walking on the ceiling. Flex the feet, flex the palms. Bring the toes closer to the shins, the tops of the fingers closer to the wrists. Press the lower back into the ground. Draw the shoulders back into the body. Take a deep breath in, and then move the ankles and the wrists in the opposite direction on the breath out. Can you try to get the palms to touch the forearms? Can you bring the heels closer to the back of the calves? Curl the toes into the body. And go ahead and flow through that. So inhale, flex feet and palms, beautiful. Exhale, curve, good. Inhale. Exhale, good. One more. Good. Go ahead and bend the knees deeply. Bring the hands behind the thighs and then open the knees wide. Let the heels relax entirely and look at the shoulders. Can you draw the shoulders back into the body? Keep the back of the head on your blanket or on the earth, but tuck the chin to the chest to straighten out your cervical spine. Relax the heels, relax the ankles. The only effort here is in the arms. Right? The grip of the hands, the bend in the elbows, a little action in the biceps, but everything else is soft. Close the eyes. Notice if this constriction in the belly, in the hip, has constricted your breathing. What are your hips saying? Which one feels tighter today? Take 3 more breaths. And every exhale maybe pulls the knees a little wider and down. Let a big sigh out of the mouth next time you exhale. And gently close the pose by bringing the knees back together. It might feel stiff and sticky, and that's okay. And then find a resting pose. Lengthen the legs over the bolster. Come back into supported Shavasana. Maybe the arms come all the way overhead or rest down by your side or onto the body somewhere. Let it go. Relax the glutes, the fronts of the thighs, and the knees. Let the heels be heavy. Notice how the breath travels differently down the legs now. Perhaps it does, perhaps it doesn't. It's okay. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and bring the hands down by the side of the body, palms face down, and extend the legs back up to the sky. So legs come back up to the sky, good. And I just want you to explore some movement here. Maybe you bicycle out the legs, maybe you take a wide V in the legs, maybe you cross the legs, yeah, but just explore. Moving through time and space. Linger in the spaces that feel good. Linger in the spaces that don't feel good. But continue to breathe. Continue to find softness here in the upper body, the shoulders, the face, the forehead. Slow, rhythmic breaths. Maybe close the eyes. One more full inhale. And slowly, with control, lower the legs back over the bolster, just charging up the core a little bit on the exhale. Good. Go ahead and stretch the arms all the way overhead as you breathe in. Interlace fingers, flip the palms to the back of the room. Yeah, and maybe arch the lower back a little. Breathe into that space. Find space between your chin and your chest. Press the palms away from you. Keep the hands interlaced. Hug the left knee into the chest. Yeah. Bring the hand a little bit below that left kneecap. Totally relax the right leg. Let it just kind of naturally bend. And then pull the left knee into the chest. Keep it pulled into the chest so there's contact with thigh and rib. Keep that contact and slowly cradle the knee to the left and to the right. Relax the shoulders. Again, just having a conversation with the hip joint here. Maybe you move slow, maybe you go a little bit faster. Keep that pull, that contact. Keep the pressure in the upper body. And then we're just going to take a little bit of a diagonal. You're not going to go for a full twist, but bring your left knee to the right side, just enough to cross the center of the body. Exactly. Look over your left shoulder. Relax the lower back, especially in the left side of the body. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Inhale, the neck comes back to center. Extend the right arm long and open the left knee out to the left. There you go. Can you now flex your left foot? Yeah. Can you look over to the right? Palm can be up or down. Relax the whole back body. Notice if the back is arching, the right foot is flexed, just relax. As you breathe in, fill the whole spine. As you breathe out, you pull that left knee down a little bit more. Inhale, the neck comes back to center, the knee comes back to center. Extend the left leg up to the sky and interlace hands behind the leg, maybe the thigh, behind the knee, or all the way up to the calf or ankle. You have the option to keep the upper body on the mat or lift it off the ground and try to pull your face closer to the leg, whichever one feels better. Relax the shoulders. The left foot is engaged, so you're either flexing or pointing. Are you breathing? Chin away from chest. Breath in. Go in a little deeper. Breath out. Full exhale. Really nice. Keep the left leg lifted. Release the upper body. Release the hands to the ground. We're just going to work on a little bit of strength here. So go ahead and flex your left foot. And then turn your toes out to the left side of the room. So kneecap turns out to the left, toes turn out to the left. Exactly. Inhale here, and exhale, drop the leg down while keeping the foot flexed, toes turned. Inhale, come back up slowly. Exhale, open. Good. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. Good. Inhale brings you back up. Hug both knees back into the chest. Roll out the body. Come back to your center. Recalibrate. And when you're ready, come back to a mini Shavasana. Walk the shoulders down away from the ears. Notice left side of body, right side of body. How do they feel different? Our restorative yoga practice is so much a practice of dialing our awareness into the subtle body. You know, I've been working on a practice every week of a day of silence, just like he referenced in this book. And one thing I'm noticing is how heightened my senses are in that day of silence. So I'll cook myself a meal and I can hear the olive oil boiling in the pan. I can hear my dog breathing. I can hear the rain. I can hear it and I can feel it. And that's really what we're doing in our restorative practice. We're coming back to the subtle body and the emotional body and the energetic body. Go ahead and interlace arms overhead, flip the palms to the back of the room, take a deep breath in and hug the right knee into the body on the breath out. And really try to maintain that contact, right thigh, right chest or outer rib. Relax the left leg entirely. Keep that contact, keep the pull, the grip, and then slowly move the knee to the right and to the left. It's so subtle. It's so subtle. Find your breath. Maybe the ankle or the toes, find some movement here as well. Relax the back of the shoulders and the face. Take a deep breath in and then go ahead and cross the diagonal, bringing the right knee to your left shoulder. It's so subtle on the breath out. Keep contact with the right hip, right lower back on the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and bring the knee back to center. Extend the left arm out long and open that right knee like a door, like a gate, all the way out to the right side. Look over to the left. Maintain strength and engagement in that right foot. Flex the foot. Try to even turn the head a little bit more, going for that cervical spine stretch. Both parts of the lower back are in contact with the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, returns the neck back to center. The knee comes back to center. Extend the leg up to the sky. Grab behind the back body, wherever that lands for you, the thigh, the knee, the calf, the ankle, maybe the foot. Start with the upper body on the mat. Maybe roll at the ankle here. Totally okay to have a soft bend in that right knee, right? As long as you're feeling a stretch in your hamstring, you're right where you need to be. So again, option to stay here, you lift the upper body off the mat and start to walk your way up your leg. Try to keep the left leg relaxed. Lift the chin away from the chest. Find an easy breath here. Find space in between your jaw, top, bottom row of teeth. One more inhale, fill it up. Go a little deeper, empty it out. Beautiful. Keep the leg here. Relax the upper body. Relax the arms, palms face down, right by the side. Go ahead and flex that right foot. Go ahead and turn the toes out to the right, kneecap out to the right. External rotation of the hip. Inhale, and slowly exhale, drop the leg out, keeping the foot in line with the hip. Inhale, back to center without gripping the jaw. Exhale, back out. Beautiful. Do 3 more. Breathe a little deeper here. Good. Inhale brings you back up. Bend the knees, bring both knees back into the body. This time grab behind the thighs and roll out the knees. Roll from side to side or up and down. Take a happy baby or a butterfly in the air, whatever your body needs. Circulate your breath through the body. Circulate the practice through the body. I always like to remind myself in a yoga practice and off of the mat, if it's coming, if you feel it, it's going. What's coming is going. So if you're feeling tension, you're feeling tightness, you're feeling a certain way in a pose, it's because it's on its way out. So what's coming is going. Go ahead and find your mini Shavasana just for a few moments. Maybe let the knees, ankles, heels drift a little wider apart. Maybe let the arms drift a little wider apart. I'm going to offer some Moonbeam Dream Spray here. And I would love for you to take some deep breaths in through the nose and make a little noise as you exhale. Stick out the tongue. Let's do that 2 more times. Really long, prolonged exhale until you have nothing left. Yes. Come back to a breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Remember, what's coming is going. let's go ahead and take butterfly pose. 2 options here. A more advanced option, or a deeper stretch, I should say, is bringing the soles of the feet to touch with the ankles on the bolster. So a little bit of elevation. So go ahead and bring the soles of the feet up on the bolster. Let the knees drop out. You got it. Feel free to move the bolster a little closer or further away. This is a pretty deep pose. Butterfly in and of itself is a pretty intense hip opener, right? So this may be too much for you. If it is, couple options. You can remain here with the hips or the ankles elevated, but maybe you choose to bring a block on the tall setting on either side of your knees. So you're still getting the deep opening, but a little bit of support. Another option is you simply release the bolster from underneath you and take standard Supta Baddha Konasana. Again, option to always place those blocks. Where do your arms want to be? Maybe exactly where they are is just where they need to be. Sometimes I like to bring both hands to my lower belly to send the breath low. A lot of times our breathing stops right at the collarbones, right? So bringing the hands to the belly is nice. If you've been hunched over a computer or a device or a wheel all day and your chest is really craving a little opening, maybe you emulate butterfly in the upper body and interlace hands behind your neck and let the elbows drift away. Take some gentle movement in the neck side to side. And then land in stillness. Let the tongue release from the roof of the mouth. Heavy tongue. Notice all the parts of your body that are in contact with the earth. And feel the weight of gravity, the strong magnetic force of the earth pulling you in. Find a little space between your jaw and the teeth and the lips. Relax the eyelids. The eyeballs roll into the back of the head. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Perhaps you can soften the lower back here. A lot of times in butterfly, we arch the lower back, we tighten in the lower belly, we protect. Every inhale, send the breath low into the hips, into the groin, into the pelvic floor. And every exhale, relax more. We'll take 3 more breaths here, allowing these final moments of the pose to bring you deeper. Imagine in this pose you're a rock or a pebble that's been thrown into a pond. And before you swim back up to surface, touch the bottom. Gently wiggle the toes, the fingers. If your arms are interlaced behind the neck, release them down by your side. Gently move the neck from side to side. And with such compassion, meaning slowly and feeling it, bring your hands to your outer knees and as slowly as you can, slow motion, release the pose. Again, what's coming is going. So feel this intense sensation perhaps and know that it's on its way out. And go ahead and find your mini Shavasana. Sometimes the tendency is to move through the discomfort, but just be in it, marinate in it. What's coming is going. Take a deep breath in. Inside. Send the breath low to the soles of the feet, the heels and the toes. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way overhead. And exhale, hug the knees back into the body. And again, just notice, we've been here before, right? So just notice how the hips feel different now. We've addressed both of them. Maybe you rock and roll or swirl and twirl or find space by extending the legs up and out. But stay with the breath. And when you're ready, go ahead and find your strap. Find your strap, extend your left leg all the way out over the bolster and bring the strap to the sole of the right foot. Yeah. One hand is on either side of the strap. The leg is lifted. Bend in the knee, straight leg, doesn't really matter here. We're going to give ourselves a nice foot massage and really work into the root chakra, right? So go ahead and shimmy the strap from side to side, yeah. Now notice here, are you gripping the jaw or the shoulders? This should be super chill and relaxed. The only grip in the body is in the hands with the strap. So start to work the strap to the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, the arch of the foot. Go a little bit faster, generate a little bit more heat here. Maybe you linger at the toes and really pull that strap, giving yourself a stretch in the soles of the feet. This is really good for plantar fasciitis. This is really good for root chakra work. Take a few more breaths. Maybe go a little faster. Good. Good. And then go ahead and pass your strap over to your left hand. Keep the strap on the foot. Pass the strap to your left hand. Exactly. Extend the right arm out long, shooting out of the shoulder, palms face down. Take a deep inhale here. And now we're going to take that twist all the way across the body. Keep the right foot flexed. So maybe you don't need the strap here. Another option here is to grab the sole of the foot or the big toe. Go ahead and look over the right shoulder. Now, If the sensation of the strap isn't enough to hold your leg and you feel like you're doing a lot of work in this pose, then simply take a block, a prop, a bolster underneath your outstretched leg. Some of you may be able to come all the way to the ground, some of you may not. So again, if there's a lot of space between the ground and you and it's not working for you, put a bolster underneath there so you can totally relax. Soften the belly here. This is a passive twist. Relax the right leg and the left leg. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. And we tend to shallow out the breath in twists, right? We meet the twist with resistance. We meet resistance with resistance. So yeah, you have a little bit of constriction here. You have a little bit of diagonal movement of the lungs, but breathe deep anyway. Take 3 more deep breaths in through the nose. Feel your belly rise, belly button rise. And I invite you to exhale through the mouth. For that last breath in, can you hold it at the tippy top without strain or struggle? Just hold. And when you're ready, let it go. Return the neck back to center. Slowly bend the right knee. Return the right leg back to center. Remove the strap to the left side of the body. And extend the right leg all the way out. We'll take this to the other side. So left leg, strap, sole of the foot. One side of the strap in each hand. Relax the shoulders. And then start to give yourself a nice massage. Yeah, generating some heat. Really kinking, ironing out the kinks in the plantar fascia. So fun little fact here, aging in the body actually starts here, in the foot, in the feet. Arthritis starts in the foot, but we don't really notice it in these small teeny joints of the toes and the ankles until it starts to work its way up, and then when it's in the hip, now we're paying attention, right? So this is really good to help prevent aging in the feet and therefore the whole body. Really work your way all the way up to the toes, all the way to the heel of the foot. If it slides off the foot, just put it back on. Maybe give yourself a nice toe stretch by bringing it to the balls of the toes and fanning out the toes. Take a few more breaths here. Flushing out the energy in the lower body, right? The lower chakras. Go ahead and find now the strap in the right hand. Extend the left arm out long. Palm can be up or down. Take a deep, full inhale here. And then land your pose, your twist, crossing the lines of the body. Again, maybe you come all the way down to the ground, maybe not. Maybe there's a prop there, maybe not. It totally depends on the sensation you're going for here. Relax the feet. Look over the left shoulder if the neck allows. Relax the back of the shoulder blades. Relax the face. Relax the belly. Relax every muscle surrounding your spine. Relax the space in between your vertebrae. Relax your hips. Remember, every exhale is a chance to relax more. Again, come back to the vision of that pebble going into the infinite bottom of that lake or that pond. Take 3 more breaths here, inviting you to let the exhales out through your mouth. Use the twist here to your advantage to squeeze that stale, stuck, stagnant air out of the body. Maybe that last inhale, you hold it at the top. Maybe you sip in a little more, and when you're ready, you let it go. What's coming is going. When you're ready, neck returns back to the center of the body, knee bends. Bring the leg back, release the strap, hug both knees back in. Do your thing here for a moment. And then let the body rebound with a mini shavasana once again. This time, stretch the arms overhead and grab opposite elbows. Let the weight of the arms open the chest. Big breath in. Open mouth. Gently hug the knees back into the chest one more time. See if now you can walk the hands a little further down the shins, maybe all the way to the ankles, all the way to the feet. Draw the shoulders back into the body and breathe into this tight space, right? Breathe into the restricted area. Breathe into the dark corners of the hips. Good, and once again, extend the legs and the arms back up to the sky and just gently shake it off. Yeah, shake it out. Let all that energy return back into the core, the center of your body. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So use your feet to just slide your bolster out to the side of you. And bring the soles of the feet hip width apart. So move the bolster so that you're able to access it. Yeah. So the soles of the feet are hip width apart. You're going to lift your hips off the mat and slide the bolster parallel to the short edge of your mat, just like John and Jane are doing here. Now, you may find that I can't quite get my hips high enough to bring the bolster underneath there. And if that's the case, use a block. Use a block on the narrow setting instead of a bolster, right? So block would be this way, sliding under the sacrum. So just stay here for a moment. It takes a while to even land in this pose. We did a little bit of movement in the lower body, right? So there's some energy activation there. So relax the right glute and the left glute. Breathe into the soles of the feet. Walk the shoulders down away from the ears. Where do the hands want to be? Maybe they're on the body or down by your side. Feel the weight of the skull drawing the back of the head into your blanket or the earth. You can almost feel the brain kind of shift to the back of the head, gravity. Let the eyes roll into the back of the head. Let the tongue release from the roof of the mouth. Let the tongue fall into the back of the throat. Feel the collarbones move up and down, the skin shift with the breath. And maybe in this moment, the breathing shallows or evaporates. The mind drifts away. Know that distractions will always be there, especially in restorative yoga. And we don't have the distractions of a busy playlist or a moving sequence. It's just you and your breath and how you feel in a pose. But the mind always finds something, especially with a home practice. Right? You start thinking about a snack, the mailman knocks at your door, your dog is licking your face, your children are screaming. These are all distractions. Yeah, there's distractions everywhere. But allow these distractions to be an invitation back. Allow these distractions to be an invitation back into your body. Tracing the breath into the nose. And tracing the breath out of the nose. Tracing the breath into the nose. And tracing the breath out of the nose. Maybe you stay here with the soles of the feet on the ground, or maybe one leg at a time you extend the heels all the way down to the bottom of the mat. The feet can be close together. You can take a wide V in the legs. The ankles may roll in or out. Just let the kneecaps relax. I find a lot of times, especially in this transition, the body guards up, right? The glutes tighten up again, the lower back pulls in the reins, the thighs, the quads contract, the feet might flex a little. So remember, every exhale is a chance to relax more Imagine the way your body looks from the side. Really connect to that beautiful curve in the spine, the arc line of the body, the grounding of the heels, the grounding of the back of the head. And can you send your whole breath? Can you flush the whole breath through the front of the body, especially those hip flexors? This is an inversion. It's a supported inversion, but it's an inversion nonetheless, because your head is below your heart. So you're getting the benefits of being upside down here without actually being upside down. Get out of your head. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. Again, imagine landing the pebble to the bottom of the floor of the pond before you surface back up. Maybe you explore holding that breath in before releasing it out. Gently return the sole of the right foot back onto the mat. Breathe through the sole of the foot. Lift every toe and plant it back into the mat. And return the sole of the left foot onto the mat. Lift every toe and plant it back down. Breathe through the sole of the left foot. Inhale, the right leg lifts up to the sky and just roll out the ankle here. Get out those snaps and crackles. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. And find the sole planted on the earth on the breath out. Inhale, left leg rises. Roll at the ankle, get out the snaps and the crackles. Take a deep breath in. Sole of the left foot finds the earth, breath out. And both feet come off the earth, supported shoulder stand, all the way up to the sky. I always like to find length in the back of my legs by flexing the feet here and really straightening out the knees, breathing into that space behind the kneecaps, that crevice behind the kneecaps. And then go ahead and point the feet pretty dramatically and breathe into the space in front of the ankle. And then find stillness, relax the foot, maybe take a little micro bend or a big bend in the knees. Again, we're still in an inversion. This is very similar to legs up the wall pose, right? So what's happening here is gravity is returning all this day's blood and all this day's lymph from the lower body back into the heart. Think about it. Typically when we're standing, it's got to pump up the leg against gravity, right? It's got to work really hard, the circulatory system. So now we're flipped upside down and gravity's doing the work for us. Also, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system know that you are safe in this moment, right? Your legs are off the earth. You cannot run. You don't need to run. You're right here. So you're sending signals to your fight or flight system to shut off right now. So beneficial. Stay with the breath here. Can you find a little more heaviness in the lower back, in the lumbar spine? Can you find a little more heaviness in the glutes? Take a little bit more of the work out of this. And then we're going to come into a plow pose. It's nice to do it off the bolster because we have a little lift here. So lift the hips and start to bring the hands to the lower back, drawing the feet behind you. Exactly. You're good. Yeah, so plow pose, really nice release for the lumbar spine. You may find it's hard to breathe here, right? The chin and the chest are very close in contact. That's okay. This is a beautiful pose to really work our throat chakra. Totally normal if this pose brings up a little anxiety, a little panic, a little claustrophobia. Remember, you've put yourself here. You've chosen to be in this pose. So breathe. It's okay. Maybe you take dead man's ear pose, I think it's called, or deaf man's pose. Go ahead and bend the knees, maybe bring them to the either side of the ears, closing out sound for a moment with the inner legs. Maybe you walk your hands a little higher up the back for a deeper pose. Take 3 more breaths. Go ahead and find your shoulder stand for a moment. Hands stay on the lower back. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly bend the legs and return back to your supported shoulder stand. Lower back comes back onto the bolster. Good. Extend the legs up to the sky. Roll out the ankles. Inhale. And return the soles of the feet back onto the earth on the exhale. If you still have the bolster underneath you, go ahead and lift your hips off the mat and gently slide it away. And as you exhale, slowly land the body back onto the earth. We'll come into butterfly pose once again. Soles of the feet touch, knees drop open, this time potentially without props. Another option here, sometimes I like to place the bolster right on top of me to anchor down my pelvic floor, to anchor down the busy, chatty energy of the hips, and to connect to my breath. Living slow enough. Live slow enough, and there is only the beginning of time. Follow anything in its act of being. A snowflake falling, ice melting, a loved one waking. Follow this, and we are ushered into the ongoing moment of the beginning, the quiet instant from which each breath starts. What makes this moment so crucial is that it continually releases the freshness of living. The key to finding this moment and all its freshness again and again is in slowing down. Often, when we are inconvenienced, we're being asked to slow down. When we are delayed in our travel or waiting for a check in a restaurant, we are being asked to open up and look around. When we find ourselves stalled in our very serious and ambitious plans, we are often being asked to re-find the beginning of time. Unfortunately, we are all so high-paced, running so fast to where we want to be, that many of us are forced to slow down through illness or breakage. And in this, we are such funny creatures. If we could see ourselves from far enough away, we would seem like a colony of insects running into things over and over again. Thousands of little determined beings moving into obstacles, shaking our little heads and bodies and running over and over into each other. Like the earth that carries us, the ground of our being moves so slowly that we take it for granted. But if you should feel stalled or numb or exhausted from the trials of your life, simply slow your thoughts to the pace of cracks widening. Slow your heart to the pace of the earth soaking up the rain, and wait for the freshness of the beginning to find you. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a gentle sigh out the mouth. With grace and compassion, bring your hands to your outer knees and slowly close the pose, bringing the legs back. Gently windshield wiper side to side in the legs, or maybe you prefer hugging the knees in to release. Sometimes I like to just bring the feet wide and let the knees knock in the middle of the body, whatever feels good here. And go ahead and take about another minute in your own practice. Maybe you want to twist. Who knows what you need? You know what you need. Take what you need. Breathe through that self-practice, especially. When you're ready, set yourself up for a beautiful Shavasana, using all the props that you need, trusting that you know what you need. Before you fully settle into stillness, take some of the I am here. Give yourself a really, really generous serving of it. Rub the feet, the back of the neck, the face. Spray your dream spray. Here you go. Remember, I always say we don't want to rush to relax. So really slide into home base slowly. This is probably the most valuable part of your practice. Remember that. You'll hear the sounds of the gongs during Shavasana. These are all attuned to planets, and their vibration is powerful. And what it really does, the vibration of the gongs, and you'll be able to feel it and hear it very well from home, is it just sort of rattles off any excess energy that you haven't quite mobilized in this practice. And maybe you don't even know it's there to mobilize. Let the sound and the power of vibration do that for you. Go ahead and take 3 more really mindful, deep, powerful breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of every last little bit here. Shavasana. Take a deep breath into the body. And let it go. And keep your whole body still. Just ride the wave of the breath. And back to the shore of your practice. And before inviting any movement into the body, I invite you to do a check-in. Notice how you feel. Physically, energetically, maybe even give yourself a color. Inviting some movement into your body in your own way here. Slowly coming back to life. On your inhale, stretch the arms overhead. And let out a big sigh. And bring the soles of the feet onto the earth. Roll over to one side of the body for fetal. Soften the belly. And turn the corners of the mouth up for a gentle smile. And gently press up to seated. Really take your time here. Try not to spring load out of your practice. Land the hands face down on the knees and take a deep breath in. Shrug the shoulders all the way up. And drop them. Let it go. Beautiful. Inhale, reaches the arms up above you, palms touching the sky. And exhale, back home to the heart. Take another breath here. Let's Om together. Inhale. Let's bow our head in reverence, gratitude to the earth for grounding us and bringing us back home over and over again. Yogis, the grounding in me honors the grounding in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
I always like to offer the invite of finding ways to extend this feeling of restorative yoga off your mat. You know, maybe that looks like no phone for half an hour or no inbox. Maybe it looks like sit on your mat for a little bit longer, even though class is over. Maybe it looks like lighting a candle and reading a book or taking a long shower. But allow this practice to transform your life. It can. Thank you so much for joining me.